Hey everybody, welcome to Bucket's Garage. Well, today we're going to work on, let's see, what should I work on today? You know who would know? I know who would know. Carol. Carol definitely would know what to do. Yes, she would. We're going to work on an inverter today. Yeah, no more CVs right now. No more bikes. No more lawnmowers right now. But we're going to get into that. Yeah, we're going to get in an inverter today. Let's get that thing working. Because this is what Tara would do. He's the man, he knows. Yes, sirree. Inverter. I know, it's not a CB. I'm sorry, guys. But I had to fix this. It's an Amish friend of mine. The Amish friend of mine. Can you fix this for me? It just blew up. I don't know why. That's what what he's saying, that you put power to it, and none of the lights come on. He took the cover off, I guess, and changed 2 fuses in it. So it still doesn't power up. So we're going to dive into this little bugger and see if we can get this thing working. DC inverter. Yeah, something to do. Anyway, it's fun. I like doing it. So, let's get into this, guys. My Nine Inch Nails shirt on today. Yeah, rock on. Yeah, buddy. So, anyway, let's get this inverter going. All right, so first thing we're going to do is remove these fasteners. Use my overkill drill here, because it's manly. Yeah, manly. My overkill drill. I see some residue here. Right there. Oh yeah, let me get some light over here going too as well, guys, so you can see get a bit. There you go. It didn't have to look very far, guys. Right there. Let me get this camera down here. I'll show you. There's 4 caps blown here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Okay. And you can see these caps are supposed to have an example here. Well, kind of like this. They're supposed to be flat. These are supposed to be flat. And that reason why that Mercedes symbol's in there, that's so it has room to blow, like those did. And they're concave. It's kind of hard to see from here, but looks like we're going to be replacing those caps. Hopefully it didn't do any other damage. Now, most of these power units are all the same. A lot of them are the same. But the first thing we're going to take off, see this wall back here? This wall with all these not transistors. I got a brain fart right now. I can't remember what these are called. Transistors. Can't think. Anyway, these got to come off. This metal plate here, both sides, they're going to need to come off, which you're going to have all these Phillips screws over here. Of course, I need to get you some light. So we have these on this side to take off. While we're at it, we'll probably loosen these screws here, but let's get these off first. Then you have all these on this side, all these black screws. Get all them off. And then we'll take off on all these 4 screws on each side. So let's get these apart. Get those screws out, and I'll show you the next step from there. All right, guys. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to take this thing apart. We have to get this green board out. It's attached to this aluminum housing. So we need to get these components off on this wall here. And the same with the other side. Got to get these components off this wall, which are fastened on the louvered sides of it. So we got 3 here, 1 here. Remove those. And on the other side, we have all these. So we're going to remove all those. After we're done with those, I do believe we have 4 on this side and then 4 on the other. So we're going to go ahead and remove all these screws and start taking this thing apart. I'm going to go ahead and remove all these on this side here. But so, you know, by the way, guys, this power drill is not the correct one to be using on this. I have a small impact screwdriver, which right now is on the fritz. Maybe I should make a video on that, how to fix that thing. That bugger is very handy. But it's a brushless, so I'm thinking that something's wrong with either the power switch, and who knows. It could be anything. So I got a really strong magnet here with a bunch of leftover screws from another project I think I was working on, which is, it died and I just threw it away. Recycled it. So I got a really strong magnet. You know, these magnets actually are really, really strong. These come out of old hard drives. I took apart some hard drives. Man, the magnets in those things, they are incredible. Let's see, is this metal? Nope, this is aluminum. That ain't gonna work. This is the power supply is. Look at that. Really strong. So if you guys are ever really looking for magnets, you got some junk hard drives laying around, pull them out. These things are great. Matter of fact, I took one of these off here, broke it in half, and I used it to hold my mailbox door shut. Hey, yeah, buddy. That door kept opening all the time. That little lever broke off. But I like to use this to hold my screws like that so I don't lose them. Yeah, you know, there's those round chrome dishes that I have one somewhere. There it is. There it is right there. But the magnet fell off. So you can put your screws in those too. These, I kind of like using this because I won't lose nothing. All right, let's try the other side here. Oh, yeah. Man, I hope I remember how this all goes back together. Don't we all say that? Man, I hope that all goes back together. Can't tell you how many times I always say that to myself. Yeah, it's fairly simple. All right, let's get these 4 screws on this side off. See, those ones are threaded. These ones here are like sheet metal style screws. So remember that. So you don't get confused. Sometimes the length, they might be the same, but the lengths are different as well. In fact, there is some short, I never thought of that. There is some shorter ones and longer ones. So you got to remember where those short ones and long ones go. I think the short ones went on this side, the long ones went over here. Short ones were on the outer. The longer ones were the ones holding these components in on each side. That's off. You also be careful working on these things, guys. It's known that these capacitors could be hold juice in them, so they could shock you pretty good. And be careful. Sometimes they can actually kill people. So make sure it's not energized at all, and make sure it's kind of drained. A lot of times I'll take it apart carefully and I'll take a screwdriver and just jump across it and make sure there's no juice in it, because it's got me a couple times before I learned my lesson. I remember when I used to work on TVs. Holy buckets. One of those picture tubes, man, it got me good. I felt like I got tased. If that's what tasing feels like. Never been tased, but I think the TV tased me. Of course, it could have been at that Def Leppard concert I went to. Well, not Def Leppard, but Alice in Chains. All right. Now, this should come loose. Now, if you want to, these all unplug off the board. And they do have a little bit of glue on them so they don't come loose. I think I'm just going to let it hang instead of me having to unplug it all. This one here has a little glue here. Pull that off. That's for the fan. You know what? We'll just unplug them. They're pretty much... Nah, we'll just leave it. Now, I almost forgot a screw here somewhere because it's not coming loose here. That's because it's on the board. All right. Yeah, see, like I said, they're all different here. This here is soldered onto the board. So what you got to do is find yourself a nice screwdriver, small one. And I just got to pick my right one here. It's really tiny. That's a Phillips. And that one's a Phillips. I guess this one here will work. Yeah. They got this white adhesive on it. Not adhesive. Heat grease. So you want to pull them away carefully off the back of the thing here. Each one's got to be popped clean. So they are stuck. Now you want to get yourself some more, if you're going to put this back together, you're going to want to get some more heat grease. Put a little bit on it behind them. That way the heat distributes to the aluminum. Now, so we loose yet? Okay, looks like we're a little loose. We're attached somewhere else. Where am I attached? Why is it still attached? Yeah, I figured it out. Oh. Well, see guys? Look at there. There's a Phillips in here. I just learned something new. Look at there. They put a Phillips on the bottom of that board. Didn't even realize that was there. See if there's any more in there. Don't see any. That's a magnetized screwdriver. Now we're loose. Okay. But they're tricky. I think I know what they did. So that's loose. Oh, that was still a little sticky there. Here we go. All right. Flip this up. And then gently slide it out. Just like that. Put it aside for now. Now, real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect this board. Losing parts here. And just do a quick check with, where is that capacitor? Make sure. Okay, we're good. Didn't arc. Now, I don't see any burnt traces. What I'm looking for here, guys, is any burnt traces on the board. You know, in case it popped it, like if it bypassed the fuse and it went through and blew. Now, it happens. I've seen it on these things where it will actually burn a trace. And you can repair that trace. You know, actually, if you get lucky, it'll work. So far, everything looks good. All All right. Now, let me see if I can find some of these. Alrighty now, what I did, guys, is I flipped the thing over. This side here, these four are the capacitors. These ones here are flat. These are some used ones I had laying around. I get a big bucket full of these things. So I found the same thing, same number. 35 volt, 100 UF. Then also the color, these ones are black, same thing. 35 volt, 100 UF. And they're not blown, they're flat. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they're good. There's a way of checking them, but I tell you the truth, guys, I don't know. If I see them blown, I change them. But anyhow, what I like to do, so if you don't get mixed up, get yourself a red pen and you get yourself a black pen. Just so you remember, this here is your negative side. That side's going to be the positive. But that's your negative for this. You want to make sure that's critical. These have to go in one way. So I mark over these as negative. And then this side's the positive. I looked on the other side. That's how I know. I saw how they were mounted in there. Negative side, positive side. Hey, the CV came alive. Somehow. Wow. Turn it down a bit. Someone's playing music, of course. Now, another thing I like using, guys, is this is a solder sucker. You can find these fairly cheap everywhere. eBay, too. Probably Amazon. Scamazon, as my friend Terrell would say. So, or you could use a solder ribbon. I like using these, too. These are good for sucking the solder out. But in this case, this board is like a double-sided board. You got this side soldered and the other side. So if I use this, it should suck it right out. So let's give that a shot. Matter of fact, I'm going to clean my brush here because last video someone said, I'm surprised you didn't clean your brush or clean your tip. And he was right. It was a dirty tip. I agree. So I didn't clean it. I also like to stick in a little bit of, yeah, now it's nice and clean. Now I'll give it one more little brush. Look at there, just like downtown. The soldering paste. All right. Oh, annoying. Turn it down some more because I was sure that might be in you guys' ear. All right. It's actually someone singing. Yeah, they're having fun, right? All right, so get that nice and toasty. You might have to hit it a couple times. Get that thing to come out of there. Try this. Yeah, you know, I might be going with the soldering tape. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that instead. This is smaller, so I like to start with a clean bill of sale here. Clip off the end. Get your flux here. I like to rub a little bit of flux on it. And then you watch the magic. Breathing in all the fumes. Oh, yeah, I guess it's toxic. What they say. I'm not dead yet. I've been doing this since I was a kid. Yeah, I know. I'm getting the other board here. Here we go. That one looks kind of loose. I'm sure you guys got other methods of doing this. This is just the way I do it. I'm not saying this is the proper way of doing it. But if you're a guy like me and you don't have access to a electronic room that's fully loaded and has thousands of dollars of expensive equipment, this is how you fix it in your own basement. I think I get a little more flux on there. Now these things do have a little bit of glue on the other side. I'm going to raise it up and see if I got these loose. Probably like pulling teeth, right? Yeah, they do got glue on them. So, give it a little bit of heat there. Yeah, these are a toughie. There's that one. That side of it. That's why I got that fine point on there too. Yep, they had that glue on there. And that's that one there. Big difference. Okay. That one goes in the trash can. Now since that I got that one out of there, I'm just going to get that hot. So I can get that hole to open up. Yeah, I'm not good at this. There we go. Let that hole open up in that one. Try it again. They actually have machines that had the solder sucker already built in. It's like a vacuum. Those things are cool. Can't afford one of those. All right, I'm pretty sure I got that open. I'll double check it and make sure I got that thing open. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me do each one. You're going to be falling asleep on me. So let's get these out and I'll be right back. So now I got the holes cleaned out. Ready to put the new ones in. Well, they're not used. Used ones into these holes. So let's set those in. All right, got them set in. And what I did is when I put them in, I kind of bent them over just a little bit so they stay in the holes until I get solder on them. I made sure the negative sides are out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to solder these. Get these soldered back in. All right, let's get this sucker soldered. Got my 60-40 solder here. Excuse me. Get these things. Now I want to get it nice and hot. Make sure it melts all the way through. It makes contact all the way through. Okay, I got to turn that radio off because he's playing music and I could probably get a copyright on that. Sounds like a truck driver coming through. All right. Now we have this all soldered together. I guess now let's put it back together and see if this thing's going to power up. Well, guys, I was doing my final inspection here. And I was noticing when I was looking at these boards very closely. Let's get a zoom, micro zoom. See that right there? We've got a burnt trace on our board. Right there. Let me try to I'm trying to do this right there. That's burnt. And that don't look too good, that cap, but I'm going to just solder this anyway, and then we'll put it back together, see if it burns up. Let's see if we can burn it up, or it works. Now, guys, I'm going to put this all back together. Sure you don't want to watch that. Now, remember, when you're putting this back together, you're going to want to use some of that white heat grease, kind of like what they use on HEI systems, on GM vehicles or whatever, you know, you can buy it at the auto parts store or even your electronics store. Backside. So I'm going to re-grease these so it distributes the heat better. Now, before I put this thing back together, I'm going to do a quick test on it and make sure we do get it to power up before I just go ahead and throw all this back together, because if it doesn't work, I'm going to throw it in the trash. Well, I'll save some of the parts out of it, but we'll see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and use my clamps here. I've got a power supply up here that goes up to 27 volts, but this thing goes up to 24 volts, so I'll readjust this to 24. 20. I haven't used this thing in a long time, so my variac in there is going kind of screwed. So I'm going to have to take that apart and fix it. Look at that. This one burned up last night. I turned it on, and all of a sudden, magic smoke. Poof! Killed it. Dead. It turns on still, but there's no adjustments. Out. So, yeah, it died. So, that's another thing I'm going to have to fix. And this is the emergency backup. And emergency backup is a little scratchy. Look at that, just jumping around. Anyway. All right, let's hook this thing up. All right, so I got this roll of Christmas lights. Well, white lights. Whatever you want to use them. My wife uses them for anything. Even like summer parties. But anyway, this is all hooked up. We're ready to go. Get this readjusted here. All right, we're going to flip the switch on. Oh, look at that. Right off the bat. Wow. Cool. It works. Now, I don't want to leave this on for too long. I don't want to heat these up and burn anything else out. So let's put this thing back together, and I'll show you when it's all back together. We'll try it one more time. All right. It's all back together now, guys. Ready to go. This one here was a 600 watt. This is a 24 volt end. So what he uses this for is his solar panel. So let's turn this on. And she lights up. She's working now. Green light's on. No overload. No over temp. Awesome. And they're blinking. Well, that's just a LED. They're blinking in the camera, but not blinking here. Okay. All right, that will do for today. So, we got this Samlex. I could be saying it wrong. Samplex, I don't know. Power inverter. It's ready to go. The Amish guy's gonna be happy. He goes, I saw him today. He's like, hey, can you get that thing together? And I need it for tomorrow night. Really? Okay. Well, I got thousands of other things I gotta do. Anyway, I got it done. He's gonna be happy. Ready to roll. Till he smokes it again. We'll see. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this, please like and please subscribe. If you hit like, it keeps going on and on and on. You know, so other people can see it. And also, I got a Facebook page. If you guys want to join that too, you're welcome to. It'd be great. Anyway, I really appreciate all you guys, and have yourself a great, happy New Year. Even though I think that was last week. You know, for me, that's going to be in a couple days, but I'm making it ahead of time. So. And again, thanks again, guys, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you at the next one. Back at the bench. It's snowing. Snoozing. Remember, see what else is going on this whole radio. Skip party coming in. Oh, we're on? Don't forget to watch my friend's channel too. Carol Fixes All. Yeah, buddy. He's a good friend of mine. All right, guys, you guys have a great night. We'll see you again soon with the next one.